how to actually build an aesthetic physique fast. This is your no BS guide. I'll make this video a bit different. I'll walk you through a checklist, and while you're watching this video, so basically in real time, you can check or no and find the exact things that are stopping you from reaching your dream aesthetic body. These are the learning objectives of this video. You can pause the video and read them, but basically you're gonna learn about quality, enough protein, how to manage calories, training quality, progressive overload, a lot of good stuff. And I'll also include my real life examples and my real experience examples so you can understand everything. I want to make sure this video is going to help you. But I've always been a skinny guy trying to bulk up, and I did so many mistakes and decisions which I regret. That's why I feel that I have this advice. So make sure you subscribe, because I only release educational courses just like this one for free. And no disrespect to anyone, but a lot of big guys that give this sort of advice, they have insane genetics and they've never gone through the actual raw problems. So we can get the exact workout program that I used to build my body through the first link. And that got me my physique from this to this. Click the first link in the description once you're ready. All right, let's do this. Number one, we want to understand the quality and enough protein. So this is the first checklist, or the first item, or the first two items on the checklist. All right. We're going to do a recap, so don't worry. The thing with protein is that you might think you get a lot of protein, but if you get your protein mainly from poor sources, you're not actually getting protein that builds muscle. You need to understand something. Protein is the building block of the muscles. Now, you want to get a complete protein, because what happens when you eat protein, your body is going to break down that protein into essential amino acids, so basically smaller parts, and then it's going to take those smaller parts in order to build muscle. All right, as a beginner you can get frustrated about it, but here is what to do to not worry about this. All right, because I've done this when I was just starting out. I found out, okay, I need to get roughly this amount of protein, this many grams of protein, but it was just hard for me because I also had school. I had a lot of things to do, and I didn't have time to cook. I didn't have time to prepare meals or to bring something with me to eat. So we need to get complete protein, like I said, and complete protein means that it has all the essential amino acids that your body is going to take in order to build muscle, so the body can use it to build muscle from it. Exactly what I said earlier. High quality protein sources. Just focus on these and you're gonna get complete proteins with all the essential amino acids. And you can take them in this order, all right? The highest quality of protein is whey protein, then casein protein. We've got the protein from the eggs is very good, complete protein. Lean cuts of meat, chicken, beef, pork. These are all high quality protein sources that you can use, and your body is going to break them down and is going to build muscle from them. Get most of your daily protein from these sources, and then don't worry about the protein in other foods like pasta or veggies or all that stuff. That's a complete bonus. All right, that's bonus right there. Just make sure you focus on those sources. Now, the next item, do you eat enough protein every single day? How much protein? The average protein intake that you need in order to make sure you have to optimize for building muscle, you want to do your body weight in pounds and then multiply it by 1, and then the result is going to be how much protein you need. For example, if you weigh 170 pounds, you multiply it by 1, that's going to be 170 grams of protein daily. All right, so that's how much protein you need to get from all the foods that you eat in a day. Here's a pro tip. To make sure you really optimize this, you want to take your daily protein intake, so in our example 170 grams of protein, and you want to spread it equally throughout the day in about 4 to 5 meals. All right, it doesn't have to be you don't have to eat big meals 5 times a day. It can be a protein bar, it can be a shake, it can be something small, it can be a big meal, whatever you want to do, but make sure you spread it into 4 to 5 times a day. Here's a recap. Check if you get protein from high quality sources. Go back and make sure you eat most of the protein, or most of the protein from your daily intake from those sources, and then check if you eat enough daily protein. All right, item number 2, know how to manage the calories. A very simple way to find out if you are eating too much or not enough calories is to take a look at your body. From there are simple things you can do to fix it. This is a broad subject, all right? Because everyone is different, everyone has different needs and all that stuff, and it depends on your current situation. That's why I cannot give you a one-for-all solution. But if you are clueless, here's what you need to do and what you can do and what can bring you to a clear path, let's say. First, you need something to guide you. You need a goal. You need an objective to get to. So I have here 3 pictures, and I really like this example because I think visually you can understand better visually if you have a clear, real example. So you can find yourself in a bunch of different situations, but I think these are the main ones. So you can find yourself in this situation where you are very skinny, you don't have a lot of body fat. So your goal is to get in the middle. Now, if you find yourself in this situation right here, in this extreme, you have a lot of extra fat, no muscles, you want to go here as well. Now, in all of the situations, you want to build muscle. So let's make that clear. You start building muscle, but in terms of body fat percentage, you want to get around in the middle. You want to get in about 10 to 15% body fat. That's where it's healthy and it's optimal for building muscle. You don't want to go higher, you don't want to go lower. For some of you, it's going to be easier to stay around 15. For some of you, it's going to be easier to stay around 10. Different genetics, we are not going to discuss that, but you want to get here. From there, once you find where you are right now, you find how many calories you need to eat. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to take your body weight in pounds, and then you're going to multiply it by 14. You're going to get the number of calories, and then you're going to multiply it by 16. So your body weight in pounds multiplied by 14, and then you multiply it by 16. You're going to get 2 numbers, and I want you to eat for 1 week between that range. You track your calories and you track your weight, and at the end of the week, you're going to see how your weight is going. If it stays approximately the same, that's your maintenance, and that's your starting point. If it goes up, eat a little bit less, repeat 1 week, track your weight, see if it goes the same. If it goes down, eat a little bit more. So after you find how many calories you need to stay around the same weight, then for the picture 1, I want you to add 100 to 300 calories. And you're going to do that, eat that number until you get to this point, roughly this point. Once you get to this point, I want you to do the following situation. So for picture number 2, once you get here, maybe you add 50 to 100 calories. So basically, for picture 1, we want to get you to a healthier body fat percentage that's both healthy and optimized for building muscle. After we get you to this point, add maybe 50 to 100 calories just to do a lean bulk and to make sure you eat enough calories to optimize for building muscle. And now, if you find yourself in picture number 3, cut 300 calories from your starting point and eat that until you're no longer losing weight. Once you're no longer losing weight, then cut another 300 and then repeat again. And you rinse and repeat until you get to this point. Once you get to this point, picture number 2, add 50 to 100 calories just to stay there, all right? Now, after you've done these, track your weight daily. For the picture number 1, if you gain more than half a pound per week, eat a little bit less. So aim for half a pound per week to gain. Picture number 2, aim for no more than half a pound per week. The same thing. And for picture number 3, aim to lose about half a pound per week. If you lose more than half a pound per week, it can work, but don't go more than 1 pound per week, losing 1 pound per week. You want to do it slower. And if you are not losing even half a pound per week, you can stay there and keep losing little by little, or you can eat a little bit less and then lose half a pound per week. Now, for all, the slower the better. The slower you make the changes, the better. Now, item number 3 on the checklist. Understand the training quality and the progressive overload. I think that the best way for you to understand progressive overload is to show you a real example, and I'm actually going to do that in the next slides. I'm going to show you a real example from me on how I progressively overload. All right, so but first, check if you are doing these or most of these in your training. Now we're going to talk about training quality. So, item number 1, control the weight. If you see someone in the gym, they're doing bicep curls and they're doing like this. They're not controlling the weight. They're using a very heavy weight for them. So you want to control the weight. You want to be hard. You want to be hard to control, but still control it. Then, does it bring you to failure within your rep range? So let's say in your plan it says do 10 to 15 reps. You want to choose a weight that you can control and that brings you to failure between 10 to 15 reps. So if I see you doing more than 15 reps with that weight, then increase the weight a little bit more. If you cannot increase the weight more, because then you're going to do less than 10, just control the weight even more. Train a bit slower until you are in that rep range. Does the target muscle feels pumped, burned, and fatigued? So after the training, the target muscle should feel pumped, burned, and fatigued. Notice I said target muscle. So if you're trying to train your chest, the chest should be the one pumped, burned, and fatigued. Not your shoulders. The shoulders can be too, but the main one should be chest. All right. So if you do a chest exercise and your chest feels pumped, burned, fatigued, but then also some of the shoulder parts, you're good. But you want the main muscle that you're trying to target to feel like this. And then do 10 sets per muscle per week for beginners. So for example, if you train your chest twice a week, you can do 5 sets Monday, 5 sets Thursday. That's enough. That's it. So throughout all of your exercises, make sure in a session you get 5 sets, and then in the other session 5 more sets, and you're good to go. Let's talk about progressive overload, because this is the one component that will send signals to your body, and your muscles will grow. Here's the basic progressive overload. So you have 2 options. You can either add 1 to 2 reps with the same weight, and you usually do that for the dumbbell, because with the dumbbells it's pretty hard to go to the next weight. Or option number 2, you add 2 kilograms, about 2 kilograms, around that, with the same reps from the previous week. And you usually do that for the machines and bars where it's easier to add weight. So once we know that, let's take a look on how I grew my chest very fast using progressive overload. So the first thing I did was to choose a good exercise. So for me, a very good exercise that I really feel my chest working while doing it is the flat dumbbell press. I don't like the bench press because I don't like it. It's not really working for me, but the flat dumbbell press is very, very good for me. So let's take a look at my progression. The first thing I did was to use the reps to progressively overload, not the weight. So the first method was this. I used the first method, 1 to 2 reps. So you can see here from the bottom, this was Monday, 5 May 2025. As you can see, I did on this exercise, bench press with dumbbell, I did 3 sets and this fucking bar here. So as you can see, I did the first set 20 kilograms. For all 3 sets, I did 22 kilograms. The first set I did 12 reps, then I did 8 reps, and then 8 reps. On 13 May, I did still 22 kilograms, but I increased the reps. So you can see from 12 reps, I did 13 reps, From 8 reps, I did 9 reps. And from 8 reps, I did 9 reps again. On 19 May, 22 kilograms, no change in the kilograms, but this time I did from 13 reps, I did 14 reps, 9 reps, 9 reps, from 9 reps, I did 8 reps. Now, this I think happened because I increased the reps here from 13 to 14, and it was close to failure. So then maybe I didn't rest too much between these sets, but it was a progression there, right there. As long as it's a small progression, you're good. Now, after that, I used the weight to achieve progressive overload. So from this photo right here, I went to this. So on 9 of June, I think I took a pause or something, or a week or something, and I dropped down to 20 kilograms because I started again, but slower, and I did 12 reps and then 10 reps. But then you can see I increased the reps on 23rd of June. 24 kilograms, 12 reps, approximately the same reps. And then 24 kilograms again, 9 reps, from 10 reps, one down. I could probably do more. And then I decreased the weight again, 22 kilograms, and then I did 10 reps. 30 of June, I increased from 24 kilograms to 26 kilograms. So I did 11 reps, 9 reps, and then decreased to 24, 10 reps. That's exactly how I do it and how I like to do it. First, I increase the reps, I work on the reps, and then I work on the weight. Number 4, understanding the muscle training frequency and how I did it. Let's take a look at my shoulders when I started training. So these were my shoulders when I started training. You can see just a little definition. And after training with the right frequency and all the tips from earlier, you can see my shoulders started to grow a lot. As a beginner, you want to follow the simple rule, train all muscles twice per week with a 2 to 4 days of rest between workouts. So if you train your chest on Monday, then you can train your chest on Thursday or Friday. Now, don't worry about training 3 times a week or 4 times a week. For you right now, just focus on 2 times per week, training quality and progressive overload. All right. And here's how I grew my shoulders. Number 1, I chose a good shoulder exercise, the lateral raises with dumbbells plus drop sets. I think the best one is going to be a machine specifically made for lateral raises, for the lateral shoulders. But if you don't have that, I didn't have that in my gym, so I did lateral raises with dumbbells plus drop sets. Then I did that Monday and Friday, and then used the exact progressive overload formula that I gave you. We don't want to train the muscles once a week because muscles take usually 1 to 3 days to recover, and we can get more gains if we train them twice per week, and that means faster progress for us right there. Now there are other things that can come into place, right? Like getting enough sleep, drinking water, rest well, and all that stuff. But I think the things that we addressed today were the ones that you struggle with the most, all right? So once you're ready, you can get the exact workout program that I used to build my body from this to this. I've put everything I know, everything from my experience, and everything I think you need in order to build your dream body fast as a young man. I went through this transformation by myself, so you can definitely do it, but this is gonna save you about 1 to 2 years at least. Like for me, it took 5 years in total, and in the first 3 to 4 years, I didn't do anything properly, so I didn't make any gains, and in the last 2 years, I've made the most gains, so I know what works and what doesn't. But get a workout program. It's a bunch of things, not only a workout program. Go check it.